Hello everybody and welcome back to Elderberry Sprout. Today I just want to have a quick video to share with you my April bullet journal setup. So for this spread I did something a little bit different. I have these new stamps which are letter stamps rather, and I have some gold stamp pad I could use, and then I colored it in with just a normal marker. Oh, I love how that turned out. A couple of different elements going on. Instead of having the weekends with my video planning, I think I'm going to have that be one of the tabs in the back, but I decided to have kind of like a theme and like a little picture, just a work of art to focus on for the month. Because it's springtime, I decided to use this little fairy. I have a whole bunch of these Cicely Mary Barker, I think is her name, fairy prints that I got from a book, and I cut them out and I've been saving them and pretty much just hoarding them for no reason. I mean, they're beautiful, but I should start using them, right? So I saw her and I had this idea of using purple. So once I saw her, I'm like, oh, perfect. She's calling to me. She has to live on this page. And so now she's living on this page. I also have this, a couple of these words that I cut out. This was off of a scrapbook paper set. Actually, I got it right here. It's this one that I got secondhand, which I'm really excited whenever I can find a really cool scrapbook paper set secondhand. So I used some of the words from this, and I thought they were fitting because of springtime. So it says, "The lark now leaves his watery nest, and climbing shakes his dewy wings." So I've been hearing a lot of the birds returning, which has been really, really hopeful and enlivening and just like life-giving. So that fits with that spring energy. What else is new on here? Oh, okay, so the background, I used some dyed paper that I had dyed. It was interesting. It was a light green paper that I ended up dyeing with like a purple dye, and somehow it got this mottled-y green color, which I really like. It's like almost fluorite-ish, where it's like that bluey green, but then there's also some edges that have purple. So I thought it really tied in well with the color scheme here. So that was the background. I had a little piece of brown paper I wanted to call in because I've really been liking grounding with brown, so I wanted to call that in there. It also matches her hair a little bit. I have this picture here, which was from a magazine. I had to do some piecework to cover up some wording there, but this was the front of a newspaper, and I really like the colors, so I put that as a bit of a backdrop. I actually used another piece of dyed paper from the same set as this green paper. So I don't know how I got so many different colors, but it sure worked out well. I was dyeing weird papers to begin with, so somehow I got this lovely light purple color. I cut the edges kind of, I don't know, scalloped-ish, I guess you could say. Here, I'll zoom in so you can see a little bit better. Got some scalloped edges up here and down there, not as scalloped on the bottom, but to fit with my tabs, which I made into flowers this time. So let's see, what else is new? A little scrap of paper there, just an old book page. I did change my habits again to kind of fit more with spring energy after doing my new moon journaling prompts. I figured out what habits I wanted to switch up. If you didn't know, I did have an Instagram post that had my new moon journaling prompts, and I'll link that down below so you guys can reference that. I've been pretty much asking myself the same questions for like 2 years now, so that's been working really well. The stamps that I used for the calendar, I switched up the colors quite a bit. You can see there's quite a range of colors on there, and I really love using stamps because then you can integrate different elements. Like the tabs I ended up using, like this color was a little bit dark, so then I kind of unified it with this more burgundy color for the numbers there, so it kind of pulled it into a different part on the page. And I feel like stamping is a really great way to integrate colors that maybe were a little bit off to kind of mesh things together better. And like even here, I put a little bit of curly Q stamping with a different green color to kind of bring more of the warm green into the corners instead of just it being that bluey green. So yeah, stamping can really help integrate color palettes together well, which is part of why I like using stamps so much. Let's see, what else? I think that's about it for this page. Yeah, I think this is one of my favorite setups so far. I'm really liking it. Makes me feel excited for springtime. And now here I used a couple new stamps that I don't think I've showed you before. So just my normal new moon stamps, my number stamps, those borders I was telling you guys about last time, the day of the week stamps, which I've told you about last time, but I also have this little grass stamp that I've used throughout the years, but I figured since I was going with the springtime energy, I would be excited about the grass coming back. And I also carved this little cloud stamp, which you'll see pretty consistently throughout the rest of these weekly pages here. And once again, like I was saying with the stamping, I was able to bring some of the darker bluish color from this part of the page into here. So pretty excited with how colors can be integrated. Yeah, we got our solar eclipse coming up. I haven't done all of my astrology information yet, but I will be doing that soon. Oh, and here I was just a stamping fiend, so I stamped these and I need to cover those up because guess what? That's the last day of the month. I don't need to keep on going. But, so the tabs this month, I made little flowers. We've got, this was originally, you can see it says all one. That was a Dr. Bronner's advertisement, or I guess the packaging off of some lavender soap. So I just use a pen to kind of go in and get some petal definition. This is some like heavier cardstock that I really like. I used it as a backing for a lot of these tabs this time. This one just says scrap on it. Then I've got fun. Let's see, did I put, okay, I didn't put affirmations on these two. But once again, there I got kind of a landscape looking thing for each of these pages. For fun, I deserve pleasure and enjoyment in this sacred present moment. So once again, focusing on pleasure and enjoyment and being present. And then more petal definition. This was that same dyed paper as the calendar over here. I'm already there and home. So I'm currently house hunting. So I'm trying to focus on the energy of embodying already having a beautiful home. And yeah, so I'm just having that affirmation of I'm already there. I need to remind myself that, oh, it's not seeking, it is, I already have it. I've already attained the thing. So that's how you draw that energy in, right? Is by already being it. And this was that background from down here, this little tab was. Then, okay, my goals tab, I have, they flow to me through space and time. I heard, I don't know if it was a TikTok or I heard somewhere this way to explain how you're not going towards the thing. Time is running through you because you are the one perceiving. So if time is running through you, your goals are already on their way to you. And you just kind of need to wait to experience them. I don't know. It's an interesting way to think about how time works and how goals are not something you have to strive and like, you don't have to grind and make it miserable to reach your goals. You just have to embody the energy of already having them, kind of like the other page was talking about. Anyway, and this one tab here, it has petals on it, and it was the back. I had to trim this page down a little bit, or this print down a little bit, and this is part of the wing or the petal of one of the other flower fairies on the back of this page. So I'm glad I was able to integrate it into this spread as well without just having like a little strip that I can't use anymore. So pretty happy with that one. And here is my back page. You can see I try to use up all the scraps from the front. Yeah, I've got more of the Dr. Bronner's. This is a little butterfly, I guess, wing that I wanted to use as one of the tabs, but then I couldn't figure out how to have them all be butterfly tabs. So I just kind of had it there peeking out to remind me of that little butterfly wing. Yeah, so there you go. That's my April setup. I'm really loving how it turned out this month. I was thinking about it. I'd love to do a video showing how I do one of these more in-depth design spreads, but it takes me like 3 hours to film this whole thing. So if you guys would be interested in me doing a sped up video that's maybe a little bit longer, then I would definitely love to do that. But it also is kind of like a sacred time of me just being creative and not having to think about anything. I go into the zone when I'm creating these and I just kind of play around. So that's part of why it takes so long, is it's just, I don't really plan these out. Like when I came to this spread originally, when I was going to design it, all I had in my mind was purple. And I was like, oh yeah, I have these fairy prints. They're in a stack over here. What should I do? And I was like, maybe I'll look through the fairies and see if one calls to me. And she did. So then I brought her out and looked at the colors on her and then kind of pulled them into this spread. So yeah, I definitely think showing you guys the process for watching that type of thing unfold would be helpful, or at least interesting. I just don't know if you guys would want to watch that long of a video. Of course I'd speed it up, but yeah, I just feel like it'd be really long. Leave a comment if you do want to see something like that. Maybe for next month I can end up doing that too. So anyway, I hope this gives you some inspiration to embrace the springtime energy and the regrowth of things for your journaling so that you can, I don't know, focus on regrowing your own life. Happy spring, and I hope you guys have a magical day. Thanks. Bye.